Before there was a smart drug category, there was Modafinil.
Not Adderall. Not caffeine. Modafinil.
It showed the world you could have surgical, hours-long mental clarity without the jittery dopamine fireworks of classical amphetamines. Where amphetamines flood your reward system and leave you crashing, Nootropics take a fundamentally different route.
They promote wakefulness rather than forcing arousal. That distinction is everything, and understanding it is your first lesson in pharmacokinetic precision.
The mechanism is what makes these drugs genuinely unusual. Rather than carpet-bombing dopamine pathways, Modafinil works by activating orexin and histamine signaling in the hypothalamus, the brain's own biological switch for sustained vigilance.
It also mildly inhibits the dopamine transporter, but the result is nothing like amphetamine-level euphoria or crash. The output is clean, sustained alertness rather than a jittery rush. That is the Nootropics signature.
Now here is where our Modafinil enters. Standard Modafinil is a racemic mixture, meaning it contains equal parts right-handed and left-handed molecules. The enantiomer burns off fast, with a half-life of only 4 to 5 hours. That creates a biphasic concentration curve where you feel a peak, then a dip, then a secondary tail.
Our Modafinil strips that equation down.
It is purely the enantiomer, the longer-lasting isomer, producing a clean monophasic burn.
Higher plasma concentrations 6 to 14 hours post-dose, on a milligram per milligram basis. No mid-afternoon valley. In practice, serious biohackers have moved away from clinical macrodosing. The underground protocol runs 50 to 100 milligrams of Modafinil, or 37 to 75 milligrams of Armodafinil. Smaller doses, dialed in. But there is one thing you cannot skip regardless of which variant you choose. Modafinil accelerates acetylcholine turnover in the prefrontal cortex, and the cholinergic deficit that builds across the day is what causes that notorious frontal headache. The fix is a choline stack. Alpha-GPC or CDP choline, taken with your dose, replenishes that supply before the deficit bites. The half-life of both compounds sits around 12 to 15 hours. That is not a warning, that is the whole ballgame. Take Modafinil at noon and its metabolites are still circulating at midnight. Your body is chemically awake even as your eyes are closing. The result is not insomnia exactly. It is crushed slow-wave sleep, the deep restorative architecture your nervous system needs to physically recover. Modafinil can disrupt recovery sleep and may extend wakefulness while delaying true recovery. You feel fine. Your sleep tracker tells a different story entirely. Our Modafinil is even less forgiving on this front. Because the enantiomer persists longer and maintains higher late-day plasma concentrations, dosing timing becomes almost surgical. Community consensus among experienced users is that our Modafinil needs to be on board before 6 in the morning. Anything later and its prolonged tail will carve directly into your slow-wave architecture for that night. The illusion of endless productivity is seductive. The neurological debt is real. So here is the honest verdict. Modafinil is your tool for an 8 to 10 hour aggressive deep work sprint. Our Modafinil is the weapon for a full 16-hour day transformation where sustained afternoon sharpness is non-negotiable. Neither one is a daily vitamin. Both demand strict respect for what they cost your recovery. Cycle them strategically. Nail your timing, run your choline stack, and protect your sleep like the performance asset it actually is. These molecules reward precision. They punish carelessness.